Alright, today I'm going to be covering three big reasons why you are most likely not seeing muscle growth when you're training calisthenics. Let's get right into it. Reason number one is that you're not increasing your intensity when you're training calisthenics. This is so common, I see this all the time, but it's so crucial because when you're training calisthenics, you're really just using your body weight, so you need to challenge yourself. Alright, let's take this for example. Let's take a push-up. Let's take a guy or a girl who can do 30 push-ups, alright? They can bang out 30 push-ups, and what they usually think is that, okay, next time when I do push-ups, I'll do 50 push-ups. Then I'll do 100 push-ups. And yeah, I'm gonna be building muscle. I'm gonna be getting big. Okay, in a way that's helping you, but what you're really doing is you're training for muscular endurance. So you're not actually training and challenging yourself in a rep range of 10 to 15 or 8 to 15. The fitness community will get on me for that. Like, some people say a great range of building muscle is 10 to 15. Some may say it's 8 to 15.
Psych! That's the wrong number!
So let's just say, keep it in a rep range of 8 to 15 challenging push-ups. Now you might be wondering, well, if I can already do 8 to 15 push-ups, that's easy. How am I going to challenge myself? Well, something that I do personally with my training is I add equipment. All right, I take calisthenic rings, and calisthenic rings are challenging enough where I can get like a solid 10 and be struggling with that solid 10. But what this is gonna do, not only will calisthenic rings increase the intensity, but it's gonna increase the range of motion. Okay, so now when I do a push-up, I can get even deeper with the rings than I would on a regular push-up. All right, obviously keeping my form strict the whole time, challenging myself through that whole push-up motion. So you don't wanna be going for 100 push-ups, regular push-ups. You want to be challenging yourself with different exercise variations, like I said, adding new rings. Another example is pike push-ups, a common calisthenic exercise. Let's say you can do 15, 16, 17 pike push-ups. All right, you got that easy on the ground. The way you can challenge yourself to increase muscle mass is elevate it. Elevate yourself onto a chair, okay? That'll also increase the range of motion because now you have to go further to the ground than you would regularly on the floor. Also, from the chair you can go to the wall, so stomach to wall and then progress to actual handstand push-ups. There's so many ways to progress here. Last but not least, another way, what I do in my training is, I actually just recently got back into doing ring pull-ups, and I could do 10, they were easy, I got 10, no problem. So I was like, okay, well obviously I gotta make this tougher for myself, so the next time I came back in the gym, progressive overload, this is the term of progressive overload, I just took a belt, put on some weight, and then it made it a lot difficult. I can only get like 6 reps with a 25-pound weight, which is pretty tough. But that's just a common example of how you can actually increase the intensity through progressive overload, through exercise variation, all right, not just focusing on increasing your reps over time. Reason number 2 is picking exercises and sticking with them. Now, I feel like this one is not talked about that much. What I mean by this is, let's take the chest for example. What I highly recommend you do, especially if you're a beginner, is look up some exercises to develop your whole entire chest, okay? Pick, let's say, 2, 3, 4 exercises that you want to do to develop your chest. Stick with those exercises for at least 6 to 12 weeks. Now, it's actually shown that even for a beginner, which is very common, if you focus on just the same exercises for 6 to 8 to 12 weeks, you're going to see muscle growth. The thing that is common though is that people get bored of this, okay? You know, they'll do the exercise, say they'll do push-ups, they'll do archer push-ups, whatever it is, then they'll switch it up. They'll do it for like a week and switch it up. Be like, I'm not seeing muscle growth, I'm not seeing any change. Stick to the exercise. And going back to reason 1, maybe you pick that push-up and then you can progress, make the exercise more difficult, challenge yourself. But you want to focus on the exercises that you did, get the form down, okay? Know how to do them correctly. Because if you're going to be bouncing around, especially if you're a beginner, bouncing around with all these different exercises, not knowing how to actually do them correctly, you could really injure yourself. So really just focus on a couple exercises, pick them, and just plan that out for whatever it is in your exercise routine. I feel like this one is not talked about that much. Reason number 3, the third and final reason why you're most likely not building muscle when training calisthenics, bro, it's the pinnacle. You gotta focus on proper nutrition and an adequate amount of sleep. I'm gonna put those two together because those are important. First, if you can get your sleep down, if you can get an adequate amount of sleep, whether that's 6, 7, 8 hours, whatever that is for you, That is awesome. That's going to be great for the regeneration of your muscles. You probably heard the saying before, muscles are not grown in the gym, they're grown in your sleep and especially in nutrition. I totally agree with that. I think that's 100% true. All right, create a routine for yourself. You might have to do that. Create a nightly routine, create a morning routine. If you can wake up feeling great and you can attack the gym the next day or whatever that is, whatever your routine is, that's going to be great for yourself. On top of that, if you can get your nutrition down, you're going to be an extra step ahead of the whole entire game. Okay, if you're trying to build muscle, you're going to first want to look at being in a calorie surplus. Okay, so whatever your calorie intake is for maintenance, you might want to increase this by 100, 200, 300 calories depending on who you are. And I would also look at your protein intake. Okay, a rule of thumb to follow is actually having a protein intake of at least 1 gram per pound of body weight of whatever you weigh. So if I weighed, actually, what do I weigh? I think I weigh like 155, 160. I think I'm at 155. I'm not pushing myself at 160. Whoa!
Good God, man!
155, I would have at least 155 grams of protein if I'm trying to maintain. You can go a little bit over this if you're trying to really increase muscle mass, but focus on actually having that proper, adequate protein intake. The last thing I'm gonna talk about with nutrition is, I feel like it's actually not talked about a lot. It is now in today's society, it's getting up there, but it's the food you're actually eating. So it's really common to say, okay, calories in, calories out, make sure you're eating this many calories, or if you're in a calorie deficit, make sure you're only eating this many calories, which, okay, that's cool, that's awesome. But you also want to focus on the food that you're eating, okay? Be conscious with this, all right? It's gonna help you a lot. If I have, say I had 2 things in front of me. I have grass-fed meat, all right, grass-fed beef. Then I have like a protein bar. What's more nutrient dense than the other? The grass-fed meat or grass-fed beef rather than the protein bar. Protein bar is convenient, maybe it's a protein shake, that's really convenient, but this is going to give me a better source of protein. It's going to actually help my body grow my muscles way better than the processed food or the shake is. That is convenient, don't get me wrong, I think they're both good. I'm just choosing this one. All right, there you have it. Those are 3 reasons why you're most likely not building muscle with calisthenics. I hope this helped you in some way. And if you're new here, smash that subscribe button. I feel like everyone says that term. Smash that subscribe button. Just follow your boy. I appreciate it. Like this video so it gets out to more people so they can see it as well. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace. Bro, why are you still here? Leave. Did you like the video though?